can you please introduce yourself and the business?
Yeah, so I'm Nate Harrington. I'm one of the owners of Bath Planet of Jacksonville.
Awesome. And how did you hear about Lightningrowth?
I was actually referred to you by our outside consultant, Andy Garcia. He got us in touch back in late September, and we've been working with you guys since.
Right. Yeah, I love Andy. And I guess when Andy connected you with us, what were kind of your goals going into the partnership? What did success look like?
The biggest thing for us was just finding a good lead partner that was going to provide us with quality leads at a reasonable price, and actually be able to deliver on the promises that we were given. We've worked with a lot of different vendors in the past: the Home Advisors, the Angie's List, the Home Buddies, the Modernize, Quinn Street. And they promise a lot to you, but unfortunately, they lacked a lot of quality that we were looking for, and volume. That's the biggest thing for us is we've gotten fantastic volume with great results.
Yeah. No, I guess in that case, have you guys tried other meta marketing agencies before working with us?
Yeah, so we currently still work a little bit with our outside advertising agency through Spectrum. They do our SEO and PPC, so they do some Facebook advertising as well. But just weren't really driving the needle in the Facebook space, and so really trying to get a better return on our investment of what we're spending.
Yeah, no, I get that. If you had to summarize the results overall, what would you say? How have the results been since we launched?
Honestly, they've been fantastic as far as keeping our sales reps calendars full. Historically, we were running, 3 or 4 appointments a day prior to bringing on Lightningrowth. Now we're pretty steady at 6 to 8 a day. Obviously, we've slowed down a little bit for the holidays, as to be expected. But the fact that we've been able to go out and demo 50 homes in just really about 45 days of true live running with you guys. And selling $175,000 worth of contracts in 45 days. That's just a huge lift for us overall.
Yeah. So 175,000 in 45 days. That's what we're looking at so far.
Yeah, so far. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And you guys have ran, how many demos have you guys ran so far? If you know,
so far, I think we're at like 50, between 50 and 55 currently.
Okay. Gotcha. And total spend, I have the total spend, but do you happen to know the cost per demo that you're looking at to get to those 50, 55 demos?
So figure we're at, what was that? That's probably, we'll see, quick math here. Probably, between $200 and $250 a demo. So really, really competitive in this market for sure, especially in Jacksonville, when I've got all the big players in my backyard. A good rule of thumb for us is between $400 and $500 a demo. So for us to be between $200 and $250, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And I think it's a testament too to your call center. You guys have some dialed in appointment setters, so you guys are crushing it with that. On the call center, do you know your current set rate with these leads?
We typically are running between 20 and 25% with these leads. We started off really, really strong the first month at 25%. The last 30 days has fallen off a little bit, but I do attribute some of that to the time of the year that we're at. People are just less likely to let people in their house around the holidays. Yeah. We just came off of Thanksgiving last week. We've got Christmas coming up. It's a cycle. It's a business cycle for home remodeling. And so, the fact that we're still running at 20% and, the competitors of Lightningrowth are, typically setting between 10 and, 15%, we're basically getting double the volume. And off of tremendous amount of leads too. It's not off of, 10 leads, it's not like we're getting 10 leads.
Yeah.
We're getting, we had 200 leads in the last 30 days. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. And what is the current cost of marketing?
Current cost of marketing, we're at 7.5% in the last 30 days. So
yeah,
huge in this market. You talk to anybody in the bath space and, you're talking a good all-in marketing, a lot of people are running 15 to 20%, when you start including, your call center and events teams. And, for us to be at 7.5% with Lightningrowth all in, that's again, we can't beat it. We want more of it, and we're going to continue partnering because it's been nothing but a pleasure.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy working with you guys. I am curious, what would you say you like the most about working with us, other than the good cost of marketing?
I mean, obviously, being an owner, the good cost of marketing is always top of mind. But just working with you, working with Allie, the onboarding was smooth. We ran into some hiccups, with Facebook and my credit card, and we quickly resolved it. We didn't have a lot of downtime. Allie was super responsive and getting it fixed and getting us some solutions. And so, it's just the customer service has been top notch. The fact that we meet biweekly to review our account and kind of see where we're at, and things for talking about opportunities for improvement. I think it's all positive. So
yeah, no, I love it. And last couple questions here, but what would you say to someone who's, I guess, who is the ideal customer for Lightningrowth? The ideal business. What does that look like?
Somebody like us, somebody that's really looking to partner, with somebody who's an expert in the Facebook space, the meta space, somebody who's looking for quick results, somebody that, they may be getting, 5 or 10 leads a week and really want to ramp quick. That's the biggest thing, that we saw is, I was skeptical that we were going to get, the leads, just because of our past history with Facebook, and, we get, 5 or 10, maybe 20 in a month, and that would be a good month, and now we're talking 200 leads in a month. And obviously we're spending more, but, it's not extrapolating, we're not spending, 10 times the amount of money to get, 10 times the amount of leads. So it's definitely been awesome. Onboarding process was great. So, people that don't have time to go through an onboarding process, I know a lot of the other, agencies and things that we worked with really have a huge time commitment and want, us as the contractor to do a lot of the upfront work. And while, definitely willing, the fact that you guys just took it and ran with your expertise and some of the videos and things and ads that you already kind of have and tailor it to our market, definitely made it easier, a much easier onboarding and an easier transition to working with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And last question here, but what would you say to someone who is, maybe on the fence about working with us?
Don't hesitate. It's worth it. It's 100% worth it. There's really no downside at this point. And so take the leap of faith. We started, with a smaller budget out the gate, and, in the first, 45 days, we doubled our budget just because of the great success that we're having. And so, don't hesitate. There's no time better than now to get on board, especially coming out of the holidays. Anybody that's new, you want to hit the ground running in January. This is working with Lightningrowth is going to be an opportunity for you to really do some damage in Q1.
Yeah. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time, and it's been a pleasure working with you and Shannon. You guys are very professional and really have your systems dialed in. So yeah, just want to thank you again for the partnership. Yeah, no, appreciate it, Keegan. Always. Thanks. All right. Well, thank you. We'll plan to see you again in about 2 weeks. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Take care, Nathan. Bye-bye.